power of change. Imagine seeing children on the street living in poverty. How different would their lives truly be if poverty weren't such a burden to them? As the planet continues to grow, so does the line of child poverty increases. This fundamentally affects not only the children at stake, but also the nation as a whole. In these next few minutes, I'm going to demonstrate the problems of child poverty, solutions to satisfy the problem of child poverty, and how those solutions will impact not only the children at stake, but also the nation they represent. It's important to note that these children were born into poverty, never receiving the chance of reaching their full potential. With the poverty line increasing and rising, it actually holds back the kids reaching their full potential and actually affects the country. As stated by Fikri Yilmaz, who holds a master's degree on health disparities, states that not only that children in poverty lack food security, but they also lack the education they deserve. With children's priority focusing on surviving, when the next meal is going to happen, where the next shelter is going to be, they lose the priority of education, and actually education is out of the window for surviving for them. As stated by Christopher Kolag, a specialist of education in developing countries, he states that children who do receive education are underfunded, and when they do receive education, none take it at all. It's also been shown that children who continue to grow in child poverty have been shown to have weak instruments and also weak cognitive abilities as adults, as stated by Michaela Bia, a socioeconomic researcher at Luxembourg. So knowing the effects of child poverty, there needs to be a call to action to diminish child poverty as a nation and as a planet. I propose and advocate an organization by UNIFEC, United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, where they would donate and actually sponsor children in need. By sponsoring the children, it allows them to have one-on-one direct conversations with the children, providing the nutrients and education they solely deserve. Domestically, I propose a policy to Congress, a reform you could say, that allows to take a percentage of income tax and give back to the community, especially the children in need. I want you to imagine how the children feel at the brink of starvation, feeling a sense of despair, unbeknownst to them, knowing that there are people around them trying to help them. Only one can imagine. Also, I want to reflect on yourself, how you reached your potential with the things around you, and how these children can't reach the potential due to their poverty. With the help of UNIFEC and Congress helping diminishing poverty, we can see it will not only be beneficial for the sake of the children, but also for the nation, as you'll see why. In doing so, these unfortunate children can actually see themselves excel not only in the country, but also for themselves. In return, the children who seem to excel could see a rise in job occupancy, like doctors or lawyers, and these fundamentally will help the nation increase as a whole economically. I also want to paint a picture. Imagine a dirt poor kid on the streets of Mexico, let's say. Nothing's going well for them, but they receive the care they so vitally deserve. And now with a master's degree, they give back to the community in which they were poor in. Would you guys actually believe me that this incident actually happened, and the person who gave back with the name was Jesus de los Santos, who graduated at the University of Michigan, and his road to success was challenging, but he did it. This story was depicted by a book named Invisible American, created by Jeff Maddock, an economic columnist. In this one instance, imagine what it did for Jesus de los Santos. Now think of many possibilities how it can help the children in need, in poverty. By diminishing poverty across the world, we can see it be beneficial for the students and also for the nation. In conclusion, as the poverty line increases and rises, I propose a solution and advocate an organization to satisfy the need, and which will also impact the students or the children. As the world continues to grow, so does the poverty line increasing, affecting both the states and the children. When I have a call to action, I strongly encourage you to take the next step and donate to a child in need. Give them the opportunity you have that are being withheld from them.